Hey everyone, welcome back to Aero Traditions, and today I wanted to go over another product that I kind of just started using here recently, and one of the main things that I found came from Velvet Antler Technologies. And what really kind of turned me on to this specific product was I started hunting velvet whitetails in South Dakota the last couple of years, and so they have a product called Velvelock, and it is essentially a spray-on chemical that you spray onto antlers that are still in velvet, and it will actually preserve the velvet. 2 years ago I killed a good buck in velvet, and I didn't have any Velvelock, so I was able to actually get that buck froze, get it to the taxidermist where they were able to preserve that velvet. But this last year in 2023 I ended up picking up a bottle. Again, this I'm not going to cover in this specific video, but this is really where it started with Velvet Antler Technologies, Their Velvelock was great. I was able to spray down my deer from this last year. He wasn't full velvet, he still had some hanging off, but it wasn't fully dead, and I was able to preserve the little bit that was there for my mount. And so pretty good stuff. Like I said, it's called Velvelock. If you use it, what I would suggest is using some gloves, and make sure you do it outdoors. It has a very strong chemical smell, but it's not a bad smell. It is much like citronella, or it kind of has almost a lemon scent to it. But if you have it in an enclosed area, it can choke you out. It's pretty strong stuff, but it works really well. And essentially all you do, if this was as an example as my velvet, you just get close. You do that to where the liquid is basically dripping off the antler, and you set it in the sun. 2-3 days, it will cure that velvet, and it'll keep that preserved. And through using some of the Velvet Antler products, I came across another one, and what I'm going to cover today is their Trophyklean. So this is an antelope I shot in 2010. It means a lot to me. This was actually the first archery animal that I ever killed. I've got a video of it here on this YouTube channel from 2010. It was one of the first videos I actually put together, and I was able to kill this buck on video. So this buck really has a lot of meaning for me. Really pushed me to really do more in the archery world and focus more on just hunting with a bow. So this is kind of where it all started. I had archery hunted for several years and finally was able to get it done on an antelope out of a blind. And this is that buck. He's actually only about a ½ inch from Pope and Young, so spectacular buck. Really happy with him. But I've had this mount since about between 2011 2012 is when I got it back out and was able to get it hung up. So it's been sitting for about 12 years, multiple moves, still in really good shape. And the Trophyklean, what it's for is there's a lot of dust that is collected over time in the hide. I will try and get some up close footage before and what it's going to look like after, and that hide is going to come back looking like new. So the big thing with Trophyklean too, if you have mounts, sometimes you'll get bugs, and they like to kind of start at the base of the antler or horn. Typically that's where you're going to run into issues. Sometimes you can see that, but this is designed to be applied about every 6 months to your mounts. It's going to do a couple of things. It's going to clean it, get the dust out of it. It's going to help prevent any bug issues, any bugs from laying eggs in your mounts or ruining those mounts. They're a big investment. Archery, taxidermy over the years has gone up, and so it's a big investment. And you want those trophies to last. You want these animals to look good for the long haul and duration. And so this product here from Velvet Antler Technologies is huge in helping that. So this video will go over how to use Trophyklean and how to apply it. It comes with a cloth, comes with the spray, and it comes with a brush. There's a softer bristle, which I will probably use in the face area, and then a little longer brush that you can use in the hide. Once it gets sprayed on, you let it sit for about 5 minutes. You're going to comb through, do that, wipe it down with the rag. It's got directions with it. It's going to run you about 40 bucks for a bottle, and one bottle will do more than one mount. So I'll be able to actually do this here in another 6 months with this mount again, just to keep it clean. I ended up pulling it off the wall, just have it hanging on my bench here. I'll be able to do all the cleaning here. It's got a leather back on it. I won't really do much with that. That's still in really good shape, but a lot of the hair I'm going to go through, get that nice and soaked. So I'll show you what that process looks like and kind of what the before and after is. So I'll grab the camera. You'll be able to kind of zoom in here, see some of the dust that's on here. I was running my hand across it earlier, and there's definitely a lot of dust in there. So it'll be nice to get that cleaned up, get that hide looking good, rehydrate it, and make that mount last that much longer. So pause it here, bring it back over, bring it in a little bit closer so you can see the difference of how it's going to start with a little bit of dust and dirt on it, and what it's going to turn into once I'm done cleaning it. So this is kind of just what you're going to see a lot with mounts. Is you come in, there's a lot of dust in the hair, a lot of dust in the hide. It's kind of hard to see here, but once I get that comb and get some of that dust out, a lot of that color is going to come back into there. It's going to make that look a lot nicer, be able to comb some of those out. But there's a lot of dirt and dust in this that just hasn't been cleaned. Again, the soft bristle will probably come up over here into the ears where it's just a little bit lighter. Able to run the comb through the mane there and get some of that cleaned up. Should bring back some of the black in the nose, and should have that looking pretty good here in a bit. So again, this is the Trophyklean from Velvet Antler Technologies, and I will get the box opened up and start showing the process of cleaning this mount. So in the box, it's going to come with the Trophyklean spray. Again, you should be able to get a couple mounts done with this. If you just follow the directions, it's pretty easy to follow. So it just says apply every 6 months for maximum protection, and you're going to be 3 to 5 inches away from the area that we're going to treat. Spray liberal amount of Trophyklean on the desired surfaces. Allow it to sit on the treated area, for 5 minutes, and then you're going to use the pin brush that's included. So the brush that came with it is going to be, it's got two different sides. You got the pin brush, and then you got a little softer brush there. So that's the brush that comes with it. So again, 3 to 5 inches away, you're going to spray that down, give it a good dousing, and then let that sit for 5 minutes. After that 5 minutes is up, you're going to again use the brush, gently work Trophyklean into the hair and down to the hide. So you're going to basically comb that out down to where you're getting the hide on your mount. And then after that, you're going to work that again. After that's done with the comb and brush, you're going to use a towel and wipe down the mount with the hair or feathers. You're going to go basically with it. Anywhere you go with that brush, just keep it with the hair. And that's pretty much it. It says do not spray directly on painted surfaces. Obviously there's some chemicals in there. Again, it's going to rehydrate a lot of that, and so we'll get started here. Just come in 3 to 5 inches away from there. Just spray that mount down. Any of the areas that you want covered. And so again, this does have a pretty good scent to it, but it's nothing too crazy. I would describe it almost like a rubbing alcohol smell. So you can definitely get that. Coming on the other side here. Again, I'm not going to hit the leather backing on this. I don't want it on there. Yeah, this is the same as the Velvelock. It definitely has a strong odor to it, but it's not a bad odor. So we'll let this sit for 5 minutes. Looks pretty good there. We'll come back with that brush and I'll show you that process. Okay guys, so I have finished up. It's been 5 minutes, and so now we're at that point where we're going to use the pin brush. I'll go through the thicker hair with the pin brush, and then like I said, some of these areas, the face, behind the ears, I'll use that smaller brush. And this, you don't have to be real hard on it, but you just come back through and just brush with the hair. Probably may pull out a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. But it's going to help get this into that hide, get all the way down. And it's going to help make this mount look good for the next few years. Anytime you get older mounts, you can see sometimes. So here I'm kind of just switching that out with that little thinner hair down on the chest here. Try and get that down in there. And just kind of comb down through that. You're going to have those lines, and then it's going to help get that down into that hide below there. Again, just coming on the getting this into the face here where it's going to be a little bit thinner hair. I try not to go against the grain too bad and just go with the way the hair is laying in there. It's not moving too bad on me. It's going to help clean some of that dust and dirt and just that time of sitting. All those time in the house, the moves that it's had. It just kind of help clean this and rejuvenate it. From what I can tell, I haven't had any issues with bugs. But I've seen pictures and some of that have. And the other part I'm excited about this, I've got 3 whitetails that are currently being mounted, and so having those, it'll be nice to be able to treat those when I get them ready to go and up. And I can already see just in this hair on the back here, a lot of that dust is pulling out and looking pretty good. Bringing some more life back into that hair. It's been, like I said, just kind of dusty and dirty. It's looking pretty good. Very easy process. Very easy directions to follow. Tells you exactly what you need to do. So, and the directions, as you can see, were just right on the bottle there. I will say that the smell that you get from this, it's not bad to be in a ventilated place. Again, it's pretty strong, but it smells good. It's not a bad smell. Like I said, kind of almost would relate it to rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide in alcohol. It's kind of got that same smell. It's not bad. It definitely, I don't mind it in my garage. The smell is not bad. And I'm kind of just coming through and hitting those spots with the hair. Make sure I get it all the way through on the back side here. Get some of that done. But definitely has pulled out a lot of that dirt and dust already, and then you'll see it when I use the rag, what that rag looks like when it's done. Okay, just coming back with that to get some of those lines out. Really not too much hair pulling out. Looks good. Do have a little bit, but other products that Velvet Antler Technologies has is stuff called hide locks. So if you were to shoot a bear and needed to preserve a hide when you're out, that will help cure that before you get it to the taxidermist. Their products are really good. They just came out with an antler stain, so if you need to touch up some sheds that you've got, antlers that have faded over time, you can actually paint that on. I've done it with just regular wood stain to get some of that stuff done, but you could use that product to touch up antlers. I boiled my whitetail this year and actually had the bases a little bit. I had to come back in and use a little stain on it just to clean it up, and that worked good. But it's nice to have the availability of something that is focused specifically on taxidermy and mounts and antlers and horn, and A little bit of hair pulling there, but not bad. Clean that out of there. And this is pretty much it. Looking pretty good. So I'll show you the difference here up close. As you can see, it does, using that brush, put some lines in the coat, but with time we'll get those kind of figured out. But that's where I had a lot of the dirt and dust, was kind of on the back, obviously where it's going to be sitting, and that cleaned up good. So after you've done that, you've got the brush, did all that. The last step that it says is with the towel included, wipe the Trophyklean off the mount, going with the hair to remove dirt and oils. And it says the brush may be used to fluff up feathers and hair after being treated with Trophyklean. So you can use that back side of the brush again. I was using it more on some of those smaller areas, but I'll show you. It's just a white, basically microfiber cloth, and you're just going to do with the hair, kind of wipe off the excess. And you can already see the dirt and dust coming off of it. And it's cleaning up good. And again, this is going to help bug issues. It's going to help keep your mount clean and have it lasting a lot longer than just sitting and collecting dust. And we want those trophies to look good, last us a long time, and so this really helps that process. I think you could probably use about any cloth, but I'm just using the one that's included. And it's good. Make sure we get all the oils and all that off of there. Just put it together good. I'll actually come in and get his horns here. Get some of that dust off of there. This isn't actually like shining the horns up or anything, just kind of the oils and dust that are pulled off kind of helps keep that clean. And we're done. So I'll bring the camera over again. You can kind of see the difference. Brought a lot of that shine back in the hide, and that's it. Now this will be ready to go for the next 6 months, and I can do another treatment here in another 6 months, or wait a little longer than that. It says the 6 month deal is kind of the max to keep it max clean if you're doing it that often, but not really necessary. It'll last. As you can see from that, quite a bit of dust and dirt came off of there, which is good. It means it's doing its job, keeping it clean. And we'll show you one more and we'll finish up here. A little bit more. show you kind of the end product here and what this looks like. So very impressed with it. Did not take long at all. You've pretty much seen the whole process minus waiting the 5 minutes, but you can see that hide is looking pretty good, hair looks good, and overall did a really good job. Alright guys, thanks for following along today. Again, this is Trophyklean from Velvet Antler Technologies. Check out all their products. They've got a ton. Some of the stuff that I'm probably going to end up picking up outside of the Velvelock, the Trophyklean, I'm planning to get my hands on some of the fan lock for turkeys. You're able to do your fan mounts, and I have not used it yet, but I usually use the old system of borax, pinning it on a board and doing it that way. They've got a chemical that you can end up preserving those turkey fans. Bone Bright, and their brightener for skulls when you're doing European mounts. They've got products for that. Again, I talked about hide lock. If the time I would use that probably is, say you want to do a shoulder and you can't get your taxidermist, you don't want that hide to go bad, you can do that. A bear rug. Typically their products, they'll make it through 1, maybe 2 on the Velvelock. I think it's up to 180 inches total that you can spray with that in velvet, and so keep that in mind. I think with the Trophyklean I should be able to get at least 3 to 4 mounts out of a bottle. Literally just spraying it down, wait 5 minutes, do the brush like you'd seen in the video. And so check them out, Velvet Antler Technologies. Again, thanks for following along guys. More information for Arrow Traditions, you can find me on Facebook, as well as Instagram, and please subscribe to the channel. I've got lots of stuff coming out. I actually just finished up a video on a couple whitetail hunts that I've been able to put together, so excited to get that out and share it. But again, Kent Anderson, Arrow Traditions. More also on arrowtraditions.weebly.com. That's the website. Get good information there on the blog. A lot of that's going to come back to these YouTube videos and whatnot, some other stuff I'm doing. So again, Velvet Antler Technologies. Trophyklean is going to run you about $40 for the kit, and get lots of your mounts done, and just helps those last a long time. This is looking a ton better than when I started, and really pleased with it. So any questions, reach out. I can get in touch with you guys from Velvet Antler Technologies, and yeah, check all the products out. Again, thanks for watching.